Assumptions for Mann Whitney U test, which is a non-parametric test, a test that is used when the data are not normally distributed. The Mann Whitney U test is also known as Wilcoxon rank sum test, is a non-parametric statistical test for data that lacks normal distribution. It is equivalent to the two-sample independent t-test. The difference is that the Mann Whitney U test only used for data that are non-parametric. So it is used to compare two independent groups, and it is used when the sample distribution are not normal. So when there are two groups and one of the group or two groups the data in it are not normally distributed, then the independent t-test cannot be used, and Mann Whitney U test is an alternative statistical test to use. So it is also used when the sample size is too small. So when to use the test? Use the test to compare two groups that are unrelated, not matched, unpaired, independent. Used when the data can be ordinal. Ordinal data is categorical data with order in it, such as the Likert scale, which is used in questionnaires and survey. Or the data are continuous, interval, or ratio data but lacks normality. So it is used when the data are not normally distributed or skewed to the right or to the left. The test can be used when there are outliers. Outliers are extreme high or low scores or values that deviate from the rest of the data set. So to perform the test, hypotheses have to be generated. The null hypothesis will state that the distribution of the two groups are identical and the medians are equal. The alternative hypothesis will state that the distribution of the two groups differ. The way to accept or reject the null hypothesis is based on the p-value. If it is less than 0.05, then reject the null hypothesis. So what are assumptions? Assumptions are certain conditions that must be met prior to performing any statistical test to generate a valid and reliable result. Every statistical test have a set of assumptions. Violation of these assumptions, or if the assumption, one assumptions or more than one assumption is not met or are not met, then the findings from the statistical test can be unreliable, which can lead to incorrect conclusion. So assumptions for the Mann Whitney U test are that the sample should be independent, separate, unpaired. The response variable, which is the dependent variable, is continuous but not normally distributed or ordinal. The two groups have similar shapes, distribution, form, and data are not normally distributed. So there are 6 major assumptions that have to be fulfilled before choosing to use Mann Whitney U test for the data set. The first assumption is that the data or the dependent variable can be continuous or ordinal. So the dependent variable measured at a continuous or ordinal level. Continuous variables that are on numerical scales such as revision time, exam performance, weight. Ordinal variable is a categorical variable but with order in it, such as the 5-point Likert scale that is used in questionnaires and survey, in which the response from participant is given on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 for strongly disagree and 5 for strongly agree. So there is a category in the response and there is an order, so it's called ordinal variable or ordinal data. The second assumption is that independent variable consists of two categorical groups. So there should be two groups, two categorical groups. They are unpaired independent. Example: gender, male or female; employment status, employed, unemployed; smoking, is a smoker or non-smoker. The third assumption is the independence of observations. What does that mean? No associations between the observation or observations in each group of the independent variable or between groups. So different participants in each group. No participant participate in more than one group. So violation of the assumption, then you need to use the Wilcoxon signed rank test for paired sample. The fourth assumption is that similar data distribution shapes. There should be same data shape distribution for both groups of the independent variable. The fifth assumption is random sampling. The sample is collected randomly from population and the samples represent the population. And the sixth assumption is that there is no need for the data to be normally distributed. Non-normal distribution, it means that the test does not require normality of the data. The test can be used when normality is violated. If you find this video useful, do subscribe to the channel, leave any comment in the indicated box, and activate the notification bell to receive the recent and latest release into the channel of several different video clips, and click on the like icon and share the video link with others so the channel can expand and improve to include a large scope of different statistical method and how to analyze data using several different statistical packages such as SPSS, Excel, Stata, Jamovie, R Statistics, GraphPad, Prism, GPower, Python, and Mann. If you are a student or a researcher and you have a data, whether it is quantitative or qualitative, and you want to perform statistical analysis on that data using any of the softwares listed here, whether it's SPSS, Excel, Stata, Jamovie, R Statistics, GraphPad, Prism, Mann, GMP, Python, then do contact me to arrange for either a one-to-one private tutor session or a training course on any of these statistical packages. My contact details are given here, so don't hesitate to write to me or email me if you need a private one-to-one tutoring or a training course.